the Shepherd's Table Board in Silver Spring, Maryland. Mr. Bartley is a graduate of Valparaiso University School of Law in Valparaiso, Indiana, and a graduate here at the University of Maryland, College Park, where he majored in communication, and he graduated in 1994. While in law school, Mr. Bartley was active in numerous activities that included moot court, mock trial, and negotiation team, and he was elected to the Student Bar Association. Mr. Bartley is most proud of his honors paper that he wrote in his law class on race relations and the Constitution, taught by former Mayor of Gary, Indiana, and Professor Richard Hatcher. While attending the University of Maryland, Mr. Bartley was an active participant in the James McGregor Burns Academy of Leadership, and he's also a scholar athlete, and he played football for the Terps, earning his way towards a Bachelor of Arts degree, again in communication, then called speech communication. Mr. Bartley is currently a member of our department's alumni board. Mr. Bartley is married to Christina Shawn Bartley. She's also a University of Maryland graduate in 2000, and they have 2 children, Aaron and Leah. We're so pleased, Mr. Bartley, to have you join us today. Please help me in welcoming Mr. Bartley to the podium.
Good morning, graduates. Congratulations on your momentous achievement. Thank you, Dr. Perry Giles, and thank you, Dr. Wachs. Thank you, University President Darrell Pines, and thank you, the School of Communications, for affording me the honor and privilege of addressing the graduating class. Thank you, parents and family members, for cultivating this fine-looking assembly of graduates. Your caring and collective coordinated efforts have paid off and resulted in this day. And parents, you were right. When I received the email from Dr. Perry Giles inviting me to speak, my responding communication was OMG exclamation point, YES exclamation point. After I gladly accepted the opportunity to give the commencement speech, I called my wife and mother to tell them the exciting news. My mother's response, knowing me to be the debating lawyer that I am, said, "Lord have mercy, Shawn, please don't say anything controversial." 2 of my favorite Americans in history are Frederick Douglass and John Brown. They were at one time labeled controversial, but time has proven them to be on the right side. Our courts in which I practice and legal system are designed around the resolution and efforts to resolve controversies. But alas, my mom wins out. I don't have anything controversial to say today. It is altogether fitting and proper that we are here in person in the Xfinity Center to cheer you on into your lives after graduation. Year after year, alumni crowd this arena to cheer on the students playing basketball. Today, you occupy the court, and I'm here to cheer you on to use the light of your education and certified communication skills to shine through the clouds of world controversy that threaten your successes. No college of graduates are better suited to overcome the world controversies we face today than the College of Communications. Give yourselves a hand. The success of triumphing over the pandemic we have endured is rooted in communications. Getting the word out against the scourge of the virus that was foreign to our bodies was most essential. Communications is so ubiquitous and overlooked that it is less popularly credited with the adulation that it deserves. Usually at this time in the morning, I'm in front of the microphone, in court, in front of a judge, ready to address a controversy and take my client's ops on or opponents. And I'm striving to help my client shine in the noblest of fashion amidst dueling controversies. However, today there is no controversy because you have undoubtedly earned the honor of being publicly conferred your degrees. It is without controversy you are survivors of a global pandemic. You are winners in the unfortunate attrition of life. Within you today is the energy of education you earned in triumph during one of the most frightful times in American history. As an attorney, I'm often asked what I studied in undergrad here at Maryland. When I answer and I respond, I studied communications, I get looks of curiosity and bewilderment. And then they ask, what does communications have to do with the law? I laugh and I say, everything. You know this. I'm also often asked, what kind of lawyer are you? I answer, the good kind, the civil kind, the kind, and more importantly, when the situation calls for it, the winning kind, not to be confused with the best kind. In 1994, I was in your position as a new graduate. I was excited, I was hopeful, and I was uncertain of what life had in store for me. I was tuned into the speaker that day, looking for a sign and/or advice that would show me the way. You're likely familiar with the social media post that ponders, what would you tell a younger me? If I was younger, I would give myself great advice. On my graduation day, however, my parents and relatives were so excited for me, they offered me encouragement, but no advice. My favorite uncle, goes by Uncle Mel, offered me caution and warning and what not to do as opposed to what to do. I love my uncle, but I didn't need to hear what not to do. I'm the safe kind of guy. I avoid trouble at all times with myself personally, even the good kind of trouble that John Lewis was famously quoted as saying. At the time, I needed to hear how to use my education to reach the success I had envisioned for myself. I needed advice. I've reached many of my successes and points of measure, but I'm still working on becoming a professor, winning the Kentucky Derby, being enlisted into elected office, and winning the World Series as the head baseball organization chief for the team with the best ballpark in America. You know where that is, right? Baltimore, the Orioles. But based on my current successes, I can offer advice. I believe in pie, not the kind that your mother bakes up on your favorite holiday, but 3.14159. I tell my office that we're not here to reinvent the wheel, but we're to use my knowledge and experience to help our clients. So today, I give unto you what I've figured out so you don't have to reinvent the wheel in this circle of life. My lawyerly advice to you today is to shine, strive, help, include yourself, be noble in your actions and thoughts, and be enthusiastic and energetic in all your endeavors. I have an inchoate interest in your success so that my accomplishments as an alumnus are not in vain. I have free advice for you, and that's rare. The life kind, not the legal kind. Strive. Devote your energy and efforts to accomplish something. Writing down your desired achievements is good, but it's not enough. You must take steps toward your success points. Make a phone call and ask, apply, and follow up. Your purposeful, motivated actions toward achieving your success points will pull you forward. It is required of you to apply your education in all that you endeavor. When the odds are not in your favor, you set out to change the odds and beat the odds. When there doesn't seem to be a path toward your success, you move ahead anyway. When it doesn't seem as though you have what it takes, you take it anyway. Being a lawyer is akin to the communication conflict professionals amongst us today. By striving to help solve problems, by getting down to work. What does getting down to work mean? Sometimes it means toil, sometimes it means sleepless nights, and sometimes it means emotional outbursts. In the tradition of Thurgood Marshall and Abraham Lincoln, I started my firm 14 years ago because I strive. I worked for employers for 8 years before starting my practice. As a faithful employee, I learned I wasn't going to reach the success points I'd set for myself by striving for someone else's company. I had to take the risk and strive on my own. Luckily, I had a God-fearing wife from the great state of Pennsylvania to back me up. Get married, commit to your spouse, have a partner, start a family, and strive with them. It's easier when you have a mutual helpmate. Striving together is so much more meaningful and loving than striving alone. Reflect upon your ancestry of your relatives and use that as a foundation to strive. You're here today because of the success of your parents' ancestors. I didn't have the opportunity to know my grandfathers, whom were descendants of foundational Black Americans, freed slaves, because they both died of industrial diseases, striving to make a way in a coal mine and the other in an iron ore plant. One grandfather died in Beckley, West Virginia of the coal miner's disease, black lung. My dad shared a story about my grandfather. In my grandfather's final moments, he had enough strength to greet my dad and ask my father to put on his boots as a final request before his last breath. I reflect on that story and I put on my boots, so to speak, every morning to strive for my clients and family. I advise you to do the same. Put on your boots that this education has afforded you and strive. And when you strive, you shine. Help. Help someone, help some institution or organization. Volunteer, serve others. Be more interested in doing the thing to help than figuring out how to help. Get started, lend a hand, share information. The number one thing an employer wants to hear from you is not how successful you were here in university, but rather how you can help them. How you can help them make money, of course, how you can help them solve a problem, how you can help their organization achieve new heights. Helping others and being resourceful are traits I challenge you all to embody. I was having a conversation with a lawyer that was highly respected in an old church I used to attend. He works with a large lender, and he made a statement that he practices law that has nothing to do with people, and he really doesn't help anyone. I found that baffling because without people to help, there is no law and there is no lending. On another occasion, while in court, a lawyer whispered angrily to me that they were treating him like the help in court. I responded to him with coy, and I said, I am the help, as long as they're paying me, thank God. You will succeed by helping others. The success you desire is found in your willingness to lend yourself and your knowledge, your skills and your abilities, so that another's life and circumstances might be improved or enriched. The light of help is perpetual. I've had the unique opportunity to help clients that were down and out, and they told me I was the only lawyer willing to take their case. Some of the clients I've helped are now wildly successful. These clients were referred to me and chose me because I garnered the reputation of being a helper of a lawyer. Help someone that needs it, and you will profit when they win. Helping is winning. Helping is shining. Include yourself, show up, get involved, raise your hand, speak up, lend your voice. Including yourself means actively participating and helping where you can. When I began volunteering on nonprofit boards as an attorney, I was then the least experienced member and least well-heeled member, but despite my experience, I would lend my insight and voice. I spoke up and offered a different perspective. I asked a tough question and provided advice. As I grew in my board experience, it was suggested by my board member peers that I make myself available to serve as the responsible leader and chairman of the board. There may be times when you might not get picked, or a time when you feel like you were picked over, but your time will eventually come if you keep including yourself. We define our heroes or leaders oftentimes by those who've included themselves to help when no one else would, or when the exigency of the matter left them no choice but to act. Include yourself by acting, and you will shine. Noble. Be noble. Seek to share and convey and communicate that you have fine personal qualities and high moral principles and ideals that are valuable. Communicate that you're faithful, communicate that you're fair, and communicate that you are to be trusted. There is no more trustworthy profession than that of a lawyer. I know that there are a ton of lawyer jokes in the universe that often play on a lawyer's veracity for the truth or lack thereof, but no other profession is closely monitored for their candor and obligation to the noble ideas of truth. Whether or not the truth is massaged by a conflicting advocate doesn't lessen the fact that lawyers pursue truth at all costs. A client of mine told me a funny lawyer joke. I can still take a joke, particularly the ones that are more controversial. Don't Chris Rock me, but this is the joke. He asked, what do you call a lawyer that always tells the truth, especially about health care and gas prices? Baffled by the joke and my want to remain politically professional as possible, I paused and said, you tell me. He responded, Mr. President. That's offensive, right? There is a right and a wrong way, and because there is a right and a wrong, the choice is clear. And because there is a right way, there is a noble way, and there's a noble thing. Being noble in your communications and pursuits helps lead us in the direction towards justice and fairness. All Americans play a role in justice and fairness, not just attorneys. Without a noble cause and purpose, we are sure to flounder. Make sure the worst of us does not define the noble of us. Make a noble choice that is not the lesser of two evils. People will fight and sacrifice for noble ideals they believe are greater than their safety, comfort, and physical love of their family and life. If you have to fight, if you have to take on controversy, make sure your cause is noble. Be noble and you will shine. In your communication career, you will organize and create proclamations, promotions, pledges, and protests. Make these communication devices noble. In your proclamations, make sure they are inclusive and accurate. In your promotions, make sure they are faithful. In your pledges, make sure they are equitable and kind. In your prayers, entreaty a healthy win-win outcome. And more importantly, in your First Amendment protest, make sure they are civil and not destructively depraved. In all that you do professionally, seek to be noble and you will shine. Be enthusiastic, be energized. Your positive outlook and energy will make a difference in all that you do. Positive energy of thought is more important than speed of thought. You can decide to be energized and enthusiastic. You can rev yourself up, take on the odds. You can motivate yourself to do your best despite how you're feeling that day. There are days where client cases wear me down, and sleepless nights when I'm preparing for a hearing or trial. I have to beckon upon my reserves to meet the demands of my profession. I had the pleasure of coaching my son's basketball team at St. John's the Baptist Church in Silver Spring, and when the team would get down or seem lethargic, I would shout out loudly, "Energy! Energy! Energy!" And those little basketball players would pick up the pace and move with positive force immediately thereafter. Our country is full of conflict and controversy right now, and the only thing I know that will shift the paradigm of our union is the positive energy and shiny communication skills you will impart on the world. Communicate with positive energy and you will shine. All the alumni that have graduated from the university are inextricably connected to you. We share the same education pedigree that you have attained, and we have paved a way for you to achieve via our accomplishment and collective reputation. And because we are connected, I've given you the best advice I've gleaned from a life as a helper and a lawyer. Strive, help, include yourself, be noble, be energetic and enthusiastic in applying your education for the benefit of others. Our country's communications lately have been focused on controversial social ills, the need to correct those ills, and the want for one side to be essentially correct at all costs. But these social ills can only be cured and rectified by using the positive foundations and tools our communication have constructed and established, not by destroying these foundations and tools. Mutual, respectful conversation, civil discourse, mediation, debate are needed now in order to solve America's ills. There is nothing so diseased in America that can't be cured with what is scientifically positive about America. Maintaining and communicating what is positive about America is essential to shining. Finally, when you're asked what type of communications professional you are, respond the good kind. Respond the noble kind. Respond the striving kind. Respond the energetic kind, the shining kind, and more importantly, the University of Maryland kind. I charge you today to shine. God bless you and best of fortune.
Thank you, Mr. Bartley, for such an inspirational presentation. We have a certificate of appreciation. Thank you so much for being here. Now I'd like to introduce Dr. Kong Nam Kuhn, who's co-graduate director